What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I'm LotusAsakura, the one who never knows best, and in today's video I want to talk to you guys about the emergency patch that will be coming to Tekken 8 in just a couple of days, because Bandai Namco put out a tweet. We got a link to a patch page. Don't know if we got any actual notes in here, but it seems that we finally have some insight and some information on what we can expect from that emergency mid-April patch that we're supposed to be getting. So let's go ahead and jump straight into things. Let's jump on over to the page, and here you can see Tekken 8 Season 2 Future Balance Adjustment Policy. Yeah, so let's just get straight into it. The development team acknowledges that following the season 2 update, the overall game balance has shifted too heavily toward offense. You don't say. We sincerely apologize that the actual balance changes did not align with the development intentions and policy previously communicated to players. Okay, so an apology, but actions speak louder than words. So while they're apologizing for the miscommunication there and the weird disconnect that they themselves acknowledge in the interview, we gonna need to see some results. We deeply regret not being able to address improvements and adjustments that the community had hoped for. Moving forward, we are committed to distinguishing between issues that can be addressed quickly and issues that require more time and community feedback for proper review. We'll implement a step-by-step update process to improve the game experience. Okay. In this upcoming update, we will fix known issues and begin a balanced review based on the following policy. The patch notes for version 2.00.02 are scheduled to be released shortly before the update around 10:30 a.m. JST or Thursday, April 17th. 10:30, so that would be 9:30 p.m. on Wednesday. 9:30 p.m. Eastern time Wednesday. Increase the maximum. That's not it. That's not it. All right, let me finish reading. Increase the maximum health value to help mitigate situations where matches are decided through overly one-sided momentum. That's not how you fix this at all. That's not how you fix. Let me read. In light of the current damage environment trending toward inflation, driven by offense-heavy game balance and increased aerial combo damage, the maximum health value will be increased. This adjustment is intended to ease situations where matches are too easily decided by one-sided momentum. This is a band-aid on a broken bone. No, not even, because this doesn't fix anything at all. Like, this is worse than that, because for one, you acknowledge that the game is too offense focused, right? It's too offense heavy. It's very one-sided. So instead of addressing the advantageous situations that exist, or the combo damage, or the scaling, which would be much better adjustments to make, you're like, oh, let's just increase the health. So that way you can guess a few extra times per match. And who knows how much they're going to increase it, but that's just not how you solve this. This is not how you fix this, in my opinion. On paper, I think it's a very bad change. This is also just an indirect nerf to poking. This just makes poking that much worse. So just, you know, your jabs here, your down 4 there, your down forward 1 here, you know what I'm saying, standing 4 there. That just makes moves like that much more useless, and it just incentivizes players to continue to play like this very big Tekken, where they're just constantly fishing for big counter hits and launchers so that they can score combos and everything like that. It's just less small Tekken, which is what the community is saying they want more of. We want more poking, we want more movement, we want more depth, we want more counterplay. And you're just like, what if we just give you more health so that way you have more chances to guess every match? That's not good. That's not good, in my opinion. Gradual adjustments to overly high reward moves. Okay, so wait a minute. This update addresses the overall inflation of attack strength and combo damage by implementing adjustments that can be done quickly to moves that provide excessive. Okay, well, so this, what? Okay, now they're confusing me. We recognize this as a game-wide issue. Y'all saying shit that sound good, but I need to see it in action. Game-wide issue rather than a problem limited to specific characters, and we plan to continue reviewing and tuning these aspects progressively. I mean, honestly, y'all just gotta undo everything that you did, real talk. Examples of adjustments included in this update. Balance adjustments to high-performance moves that can repeatedly create advantageous situations and lead to one-sided gameplay. Right now, you have a lot of characters who can just loop their offense over and over again. Big plus on block moves that go into stance that lead into mix-up situations. Also, these moves tend to deal a lot of chip damage. And just as it stands, it's just sometimes you just don't get to play the game. I don't think I've perfected or been perfected people more in this game I don't think I've perfected more people or been perfected by more people in the history of Tekken than I have in this singular Tekken game. You know what I'm saying? Perfects are rampant, and it's because sometimes you just don't get to play, and sometimes your opponent just doesn't get to play. So many characters can just run their offense over and over and over again until you eventually crack, or they just chip you to death and they're able to just, you know, hit you with whatever move to finish you off. Yeah, it's nuts right now. So they acknowledge that exists. They're acknowledging that that's an issue, and they intend to fix it, or so they say. It's really hard. Here's the thing, right? You've lost the trust of the vast majority of the player base right now, because we've already been through this song and dance where you say things that sound good, you say that you're listening, and then you give us hope by that's telling us what we want to hear, and then you went and did the literal, complete, and exact total opposite. So right now, while you're saying a few things in here that sound good, I don't think the health change is a good change at all. I actually think it's a pretty bad change. But while you're saying some things that sound good, and it sounds like you're taking some accountability, I can't take your word for it. You know what I mean? Like, I need to see actual action. I need to see results. I need to see change. And like I said, this sound good, I guess, but I don't think nobody trying to hear that no more. You feel me? Adjustments to moves with disproportionately high reward compared to the risk, ensuring fairer risk reward balance. Again, that sounds great, because what have I been saying from the jump? I have had multiple conversations about this. I've gone on a rant multiple times on stream. The risk reward is far too skewed in the reward's favor. This is a big issue that I had with Dragon Ball FighterZ, and why I eventually quit playing that game, is because it felt like the game just encouraged you to constantly flail and fish for really big rewards because there was little to no risk in doing so. Right now, the game is very skewed in the rewards favor, where you send out these big moves that just lead to really high rewards on hit, and a lot of times even on block, with very, very low risk ever, if at all. And I just think that that creates for a very unfun experience. Long story short, I've said this multiple times. They're acknowledging it here themselves, that it is currently unfair. It's currently imbalanced. And again, telling me what I want to hear, but you got to show me what I want to see. So cool. Rebalancing the offensive and defensive aspects of the heat system. Sound good? Currently, the benefits gained by the attacking player through the heat system are considered too great. Yes, they are. The following adjustments have been made. Revised damage scaling when using heat dash to suppress combo damage inflation. Okay, that's good. That's good. You know, here's the thing though. There's been a lot of people I've seen talking lately about, you know, combo damage being too high and combos being too long. The problem is, in my opinion though, if you're nerfing combo damage without nerfing combo length, now you're still sitting through long combos just for them to do even less damage, which in my opinion is even more boring and annoying than getting hit by a long combo that it's at least killing you. You know what I mean? If you're sitting through a super long combo and it's doing 40% as opposed to 60%, you know what I'm saying? It's like, well, I'm still gonna have to get hit at least a third time even when I get launched, you know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, to me, in my opinion, I don't really have a huge issue with the combo damage that much, or the combo length, because I play other fighting games where combos are even longer, even more hard hitting. Again, I always go back to DBFZ, but just even like a game like Guilty Gear, or a game, really just any anime game, right? Fighters, Guilty Gear, whatever the case may be. I'm used to doing super long combos, and to me, that's a really fun part of the game. I'm one of those players who actually really enjoys combos, so I don't have nearly as big of an issue with that as a lot of other Tekken players do. But I understand, and I'm not opposed to combos being less damage or shorter. But I think if you make combos hit softer, or you know what I'm saying, if you reduce the damage they do, but they're still the same length, I think that's even worse, in my opinion. Y'all let me know how you feel about that, but it is what it is. Adjusted frame advantage on hit for heat engages. Oh, maintaining benefits for the attacker while allowing the defender more opportunities to respond. So right now, heat engagers are like plus 17, right? Lead to a mix-up where you have no options. You just have to take the mix, right? If they reduce it to like plus 5 or something, you know what I mean? You have options that you can use. All right, I don't know if they're going to be that drastic, but who really knows? They could go from plus 17 to like plus 15 or plus 12, whatever. But like as it stands right now, there's nothing you can really do. Unless your opponent's just picking a really, really slow option, right? But this has been a big point of contention. This has been a big topic right now. People talking about just heat engagers being far too plus and just too powerful. And we don't have the numbers on this. Maybe it's listed down below, but we'll see. Additionally, adjustments have been made to chip damage as follows. Reduce additional chip damage during heat. Well, y'all told us y'all was reducing chip damage before, and it's worse than ever before, honestly. Change the system so that the moves which already deal chip damage do not receive extra chip damage while in the heat state. Okay, that's fine, I guess. But I feel like in this game, the chip issue comes from characters who are just dealing chip outside of heat anyway. Like the additional chip damage you take in heat is insane for sure. But when you have characters just doing these big sweeping, and not actual sweeps, but like these big like homing moves and these plus on block moves and everything, like you have moves that are already dealing like a lot of chip outside of heat. I guess them not dealing extra damage in heat is good, but I think those moves themselves still need to be looked at. Future updates will also include adjustments to the amount of chip damage dealt by individual moves. Okay, well, there you go. Future bounce adjustments. In the next update planned for mid-May, okay, so there's another one next month, adjustments will include reducing air combo damage and reevaluating the performance of heat burst. So again, they are considering reducing combo damage, but I think if you're not reducing combo length, in my opinion, while people are being vocal about combo damage, I think that if you had to pick between the two, it would be better to reduce combo length than the combo damage. Because one of the things that people dislike about the combos as they exist right now is that you're just out of the game for too long. You're just sitting there watching this 20-second combo and you're just not playing the game. It's already bad enough that when you're playing defensively, you're not playing the game at all, right? Because it's so offensive focused and so one-sided. But it's like, okay, I sat here, I blocked for 15 seconds, then I got hit because I finally tried to fight back. It was a counter hit launcher, and now I'm eating a 15-second combo. So there's 30 seconds where I just did not get to play the game at all, which 30 seconds isn't a long time like IRL, but in game 30 seconds is a very long time, especially in a game like Tekken, right? So, and there's characters doing stuff even longer than that. So if you look at older Tekken games, like even like Tag 2, which everybody loves, like Tekken 5 DR, which people love, damage is pretty high in those games. You know what I mean? Like damage has been high in Tekken before. I don't think the damage necessarily is as big of a problem as the combo length is. I don't know if everybody would agree with this, like off top, but I think people would rather see shorter combos than less damaging combos. And maybe people would disagree with that, but then also maybe when they experience it, they'd realize, yes, I actually prefer that. I don't know. Again, I could be tripping. Maybe that's just me. Y'all let me know. I think more so than the combo damage is the length. And if you're reducing the damage without reducing the length, I think that just makes it even more, tiresome. But anyway, they're also reevaluating the performance of heat burst. So maybe you won't be able to use heat burst to spike in a combo anymore in order to continue to, extend the combo and then follow up with a strong aerial tailspin and so on and so forth. But I don't know if that's something they could really do, because some characters, like let's say Lee, for example, are really dependent on being able to do that at all, because Lee is while standing launcher. Forgive me, I'm drawing a blank on the input at the moment, but Lee's while standing launcher, his twin pistons looking move. He has to use heat burst in order to convert off that. So, excuse me. So I don't know what they mean by reevaluating the performance, but I guess we'll see. Additionally, we will continue to review issues that cannot be addressed in this update, such as moves that consistently create advantageous situations leading to one-sided matches, so characters just looping their offense, and attacks with disproportionately high rewards relative to their risk. Moving forward, we remain committed to incorporating player feedback and will focus on resolving cases of overly dominant character performance and interactions that result in one-sided gameplay. Yeah, again, that sounds great. I mean, I would love to see it, and that's it. So no notes, no specific change or anything like that. They did address obviously earlier before in a previous tweet about the emergency pass. Let's go ahead and see if I can pull that up real quick, about how they would also be fixing the unblockable bug with Paul, and then of course Jax makes some noise moves. So yeah, here we go. I have the tweet right here. Let's just boom, 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 bang, and then we'll just do this. So yeah, this tweet right here, right, where they said, fighters, we are aware they're currently communicating feedback, blah, blah, blah. Paul's hammer of the gods resulting in a guaranteed follow-up on block, which is not intended, and Jack's jab elbow and to make some noise. So there's 2-1 into up forward 1+2. In addition to the issues mentioned above, we are also working to identify the causes of other behavioral issues and implement fixes mid to late April. Furthermore, the emergency patch is released. We will continue to carefully collect and evaluate. Yeah. So I remember this tweet, right? But the problem is that I think it's not enough. I also think that a lot of players were very disappointed by the lack of communication and any sort of like public statement before now. Like they finally are making a bit of a statement with this, but it's too little too late in my opinion. And it took them, multiple weeks to even get to this point. It took like 2 weeks, right? So the patch, yeah, because today is the 14th. The patch came out on the 1st. And even that emergency patch tweet they made was on the 3rd, so that was still 11 days ago. So it took them all that time just to come out with this. Like, as much as I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, every single time I've done that, they've shown me why I shouldn't. So it's just, you know, it's kind of hard. Yeah, they have said one thing and then done the opposite. So it's like, I can't really take what they say at face value. You know what I mean? So, I guess time will tell. We remain committed to incorporating player feedback, but the incorporated player feedback, you know what I think though? It feels to me as though with season 2, they already had in their mind exactly what they were going to do. Like, they had already had a plan, right? Going into it, season 2 was not an update that was designed around player feedback. Season 2 was designed around a vision and philosophy that they already held, and then they sprinkled in some player feedback, right? That's why we got so many changes and things that seem to completely contradict what they told us and what we wanted. And they did things like, oh look, we nerfed King's muscle armor, we nerfed Jin, like we nerfed some Jin strings in down 2, and did I say Yoshi Flash? Like we nerfed the problems. You guys we got the feedback from you guys and we nerfed this. But here's all the million buffs that we gave all these characters and all the system changes that we made or whatever, and it's just like, that's like counterproductive to what we wanted and what we were hoping for the game to become. And so my only hope is that now moving forward, they continue to shape season 2 into what we had wanted or closer to that, right? Because it's not a bad thing inherently for the developer to have a different idea or vision than what the community has or wants. And I understand that they have a philosophy or a policy that they're trying to adhere to some degree or some capacity. But when you're, you know, upsetting this much of your player base, clearly, you know, the vision is not a great one. You know what I mean? And when so many people find it disagreeable, you have to do something. You have to pivot somehow, right? So we're gonna see in the coming future how much they're able to pivot and what changes that they make. But I don't think this is very inspiring. I don't think that this statement alone is going to do much for people. I don't think the emergency patch itself is going to change anything for anybody. And for people who aren't playing the game right now, I don't think this is going to make them play the game. We'll see what happens next month in May. But yeah, man, there's other things I could touch on, but I think we'll honestly just leave it there. And yeah, any thoughts, comments, questions, concerns, whatever you want to say, feel free to hit me in the comments down below. Hit this video with a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already so you can stay tuned for all the awesome content I'm bringing you. And with all that being said, that's pretty much all I have today. And remember, nothing can happen to you, swing the bat. Later.